It's just cleaner. I don't think it's like look wise. New York looks better, but cleaner wise. Yeah, it's good. I'm trying to got my alibi.
I've been trying to find the right area to put my in camera. Alright. Open up this split view, Discord. Yo, Rain. Oh shoot. Yo, gang, join that stage with me, bro.
I got you.
Nah, it shouldn't even be like that. Hold on. Raise your hand, bro. You should be able to. Nah, cuz that don't even sound right. You better say what the hell. Word. Alright,
I
nah,
used
it's
to
just
be
us
just
two.
able to join like at any time. Like I could join at any time. You didn't. I didn't even need to raise my hand.
That's okay,
I
word.
used to
Cause
be.
that's exactly what I was that's exactly what I was aiming for.
No, no, no. I don't know if I can do it. Wait, let me.
Oh shoot,
Yeah,
you
I
did
can
it
just
yourself.
invite myself. Yeah, it's kind of funny.
You said that's funny?
Yeah, so like I have to request to speak, and then it says like requested to speak, and I just like accept myself. Like it's weird, but
I mean, that's okay nuts. We got this other guy. Hold on, let me disable this real quick because I don't got my stream on. This guy's just, yo, for people who are just trying to join, you think we should still accept them or no?
yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you up here though because you're gonna have to take care of this as soon as I dip off because I gotta go at like 9:30, like market open if not a little later. We inversed an hourly to the upside like this. Sheesh. If we hit this unfilled hourly right here, yo, Rain,
Let's go.
word. I'm just trying to make sure I can hear you, bro. If we hit this unfilled hourly before before market open, bro, I would think that my draws for longs are already gone. Besides, like the fact we have a new week opening gap. It's a 4-hour rejection block too. Hold on, let me do a little. I gotta do a quick stream check. Sheesh, Rain, if you would have held positions, bro, you would have bottom took this whole shit. Well, you did, but
I just wanted the first trade to be back to be a winner. Just to be a winner. Like, I knew this was gonna go. Oh my. Okay, wait, this kind of way higher.
prices like market sitting at 920K right now, volume.
What was I looking to?
Do I even want to know what market's gonna do at open? Like, bro, the draw liquidity is going to get tapped already, bro. We delivered out of a 4-hour.
Everybody great when they not tired. So when a real champion come out, a real dog come out.
What are you talking about? David Goggins or some shit?
Where's Dylan options, man? It's 916. Where's Dylan options, gang?
We gotta call.
I'm not. Whoa, no, that's not how that works. That's not how that works, gang. That's not how that works. I wish that's how it works, gang. It's not how that works.
Dude, y'all have no idea.
Real dogs come out. Trump speaker.
That's why, bro.
Make it a night where anything can happen. BetMGM. Make it legendary.
Apparently, I can just tell AI what I want and it builds it for free. Hi, my name is Mia and I've been creating software for...
Shut up.
She might be in the audience right now. But they got to get that war stopped because too many people are dying, needlessly dying. Too many souls are being lost. It's the only reason I'm interested in doing it. But in doing it, I'm helping Europe, I'm helping NATO, and I've until the last...
Hold on. I'm watching on my iPad.
A terrible human being. But now what I'm asking for is
Huh?
a piece of ice, cold
Yeah,
and
hold on.
poorly
I can share
located,
my screen.
that can play a vital role in world peace and world protection. It's a very small ask compared to what we have given them
Oh,
for
wait, I can't. Never mind.
many, many decades. But the problem with NATO is that
Sorry.
we'll be there for them 100%. But I'm not sure that they'd be there for us. If we gave them the call, gentlemen, we are being attacked. We're under attack by such and such a nation. I know them all very well. I'm not sure that they'd be there. I know we'd be there for them. I don't know that they'd be there for us. So with all of the money we expend, with all of the blood, sweat, and tears, I don't know that they'd be there for us. They're not there for us on Iceland, that I can tell you. I mean, our stock market took the first dip yesterday because of Iceland. So Iceland's already cost us a lot of money. But that dip is peanuts compared to what it's gone up. And we have an unbelievable future in that stock. That stock market is going to be doubled. We're going to hit 50,000 and that stock market's going to double in a relatively short period of time because of everything that's happened. But this is a good example. After giving NATO and European nations trillions and trillions of dollars in defense, they buy our weapons. We make the greatest weapons in the world, but now we're going to make them faster, much faster. You saw that. I put a cap on the salaries. Then I put no buybacks, no stock buybacks, no various other things that they were doing. I mean, they were making $50 million, but it would take them 3 years to give you a Patriot missile. I said, that's not good. My chauffeur can do a better job than that. And he makes slightly less than 50. They make big salaries. If they're going to make those big salaries, they're going to have to produce a lot faster.
I was there when Trump his mom.
Congressman Tom Malinowski is inside the building.
I was a diplomat under Obama, standing up to something. I know what threats to democracy look like, so I'll fight Trump's corruption, defend the Constitution. That's my record.
Experience the thrill with bet cards, where every moment counts and gigantic jackpots await every spin. Whether you're into slot roulette or card games, you've got them all. And the best part, get up to $1,000 bonus back if you're down in your first 24 hours. With your favorite games just a click away, the fun never ends. Play for fun. You love to win.
What the fuck?
Undetectable, like our B-2 bombers were undetectable. They flew right over Iran. They were undetectable. And they did their job and they got the hell out of there. So we want a piece of ice for world protection, and they won't give it. We've never asked for anything else, and we could have kept
Damn.
that piece of land, and we didn't. So they have a choice. You can say yes, and we will be very appreciative, or you can say no, and we will remember. A strong and secure America means a strong NATO. And that's one reason why I'm working every day to ensure our military is very powerful. Our borders are very strong. And above all, our economy is strong because national security requires economic security and economic prosperity. And we have the greatest that we've ever had. Biden and his allies destroyed our economy and gave us perhaps the worst inflation in American history. They say 48 years, I say forever, but I think 48 years is the equivalent to forever. Whether it's 48 years or ever, it's terrible, costing the typical family $33,000. What they did to this country should never, ever be forgotten. It's early, but he has to be rated as the worst president we've ever had by far. The auto pen did much of the damage. The auto pen, he was the auto pen president, because I don't believe a sane president would have ever signed the kind of things that he signed. But now grocery prices, energy prices, airfares, mortgage rates, rent, and car payments are all coming down, and they're coming down fast. We inherited a mess, but we've done a hell of a job in 12 months. Under my most favored nation policy for drug prices, the cost of prescription drugs is coming down by up to 90%, depending on the way you calculate. You could also say 5, 6, 7, 800%. There are two ways of figuring that. But we have a favored nations policy that every president wanted, no president was able to get. I got it, and other nations approved it. And I had to use tariffs in order to get it because they said, no way. In other words, a pill that costs 10% in London costs $130. Think it costs $10 in London, costs $130 in New York or in Los Angeles. And I'd say, boy, that's bad. Friends of mine would say, you know, we go to London, you can buy the stuff for nothing. We go all over the world, we could buy it for nothing. Because basically America was subsidizing every nation in the world because presidents allowed them to get away with it. It became very tough. So when I called up Emmanuel Macron, I watched him yesterday with those beautiful sunglasses. What the hell happened? But I watched him sort of.
Are we joking here, or am I bugging? Are we joking around?
But he was at $10 for a pill, and I said, Emmanuel, and I have all the big pharmaceutical companies are in total agreement. It wasn't easy, by the way. They're tough, smart. They've been getting away with the scam for a long time. But it's not easy. No, Donald, I will not do that. I said, yes, you will, 100%. He said, no. You're asking me to double. I said, Emmanuel, you've been taking advantage of the United States for 30 years with prescription drugs. You really should do it, and you will do it. I have no doubt. In fact, I am 100% sure you're going to. No, I will not do it. Because, yes, in all fairness,
what are we like, bro? What are we going on about, bro?
Because the world being a bigger place than the United States, it's not that you meet in the middle. You just have to go up some, and we come down a lot. They go up a little, we come down a lot. So we're at $130, they're at 10. So they may have to go to 20 or 30. No more than that. I said, Emmanuel, you're going to be doubling or tripling? No. I said, here's the story, Emmanuel. The answer is you're going to do it fast. And if you don't, I'm putting a 25% tariff on everything that you sell into the United States and a 100% tariff on your wines and champagnes. And that's about 10 times more than what I'm requesting. And you're going to do it. I don't want to go public with it, but you may make me do that. No, Donald, I will do it. I will do it. It took me on average.
That sounds such
3
like blackmail in my
country,
opinion.
saying the same thing. You will do it. They all said, no, I will not do it. You're asking me to double the cost of prescription. I said, that's right, because you've been screwing us for 30 years. And they said, we will not do it. I said, that's all right. On Monday morning, we're putting a 25, 30, 50. I gave different numbers for different countries. This is also national security we're talking about. Not fair. We're not going to subsidize the whole world. And every one of those countries have agreed to do it. So one of the biggest things that I've done is the fact that we have now most favored nation. We will pay whatever the lowest price is in the entire world. So our drug prices are going to be coming down by staggering 90%. Again, you could say 1,000%, 2,000%. Depends on the way you want to figure it, but we'll go with the way the fake news likes it better because it sounds, can you imagine a 90% reduction sounds much worse. But drug prices are going to be coming down tremendously in all the nations, and I appreciate them doing it, but they did it. In all fairness, without tariffs, I wouldn't have been able to get it done. After declining $3,000 under Biden, real incomes are up in the United States by $2,000, $3,000, and even $5,000 and more. Home ownership has always been a symbol of health and vigor of American society, but that goal fell out of reach for millions and millions of people in the Biden era because interest rates went up so high.
Bro.
Today, I'm taking action to bring back this bedrock of the American dream. In recent years, Wall Street giants and institutional investment firms, many of you are here, many of you are good friends of mine, many of you are supporters. Sorry to do this to you, I'm so sorry. But you've driven up housing prices by purchasing hundreds of thousands of single-family homes, and it's been a great investment for them. Often, as much as 10%
I don't know if he's
of
like
houses on the market.
exposing
You know, the
people
crazy thing is a
or
person can't get depreciation on a house, but when a corporation buys it, they get depreciation. Okay, that's something we're gonna have to think about too. I don't know if too many people think about that. You buy a corporation, they buy 500 houses, they buy hundreds of thousands, they buy 500 houses, they can take
All right, guys, I just
depreciation.
spent 3 hours
A
rearranging my
person
setup. Check
sweats
it out.
and works and buys one house, they can't. But homes are built for people, not for corporations, and America will not become a nation of renters. We're not gonna do that. That's why I have signed an executive order banning large institutional investors from buying single-family homes. This is not fair to the public. They're not able to buy a house. And I'm calling on Congress to pass that ban into permanent law, and I think they will. One of the biggest barriers to saving for a down payment has been surging credit card debt. The profit margin for credit card companies now exceeds 50%, one of the biggest. And they charge Americans interest rates
Alexa,
of
cancel my
28%,
9:30 alarm.
30%, 31%, 32%, whatever happened to usury. So to help
Market's
our
about to open.
citizens
Let me see something.
recover from the Biden disaster, all caused by this horrible precedent, just horrible precedent, I'm asking Congress to cap credit card interest rates at 10% for 1 year. And this will help millions of Americans save for a home. They have no idea they're paying 28%. They go out there a little late in their payment and they end up losing their house. It's terrible. To unleash innovation in savings and financing, I'm also working to ensure America remains the crypto capital of the world. And to that end, last year I signed the landmark Genius Act into law, and now Congress is working very hard on crypto market structure legislation, Bitcoin, all of them, which I hope to sign very soon, unlocking new pathways for Americans to reach financial freedom. And I did it for two reasons. Number one, I thought it was politically good, and it was. I got tremendous political support. But more importantly, China wanted that market too. It's just like they want the AI. And we've got that market, I think, pretty well locked up. If I didn't do it, you know, Biden was totally against it until before the election when they realized that, you know, there were millions of people voting against him over crypto. And all of a sudden they loved it very much, but it was too late. They blew it. But it is politically popular, but it's much more importantly, we have to make it so that China doesn't get the hold of it. And once they have that hold, we're not going to be able to get it back. So I'm honored to have done it. Finally, I've instructed government-backed institutions to purchase up to $200 billion in mortgage bonds to bring down interest rates. And I'll be announcing a new Fed chairman in the not-too-distant future. I think he'll do a very good job. See, I gave away some of it. He'd give that away. So we have something, get something, but somebody that's very respected. They're all respected. They're all great. Everyone that I interviewed is great. Everyone could do, I think, a fantastic job. Problem is they change once they get the job. They do.
China.
You know, they're saying everything I want to hear, and then they get the job. They're locked in for 6 years. They get the job, and all of a sudden, let's raise rates a little bit. I call them, sir, we'd rather not talk about this. It's amazing how people change once they have the job. It's too bad. Sort of disloyalty, but they got to do what they think is right. We have a terrible chairman right now. Jerome, too late Powell. He's always too late. And he's very late with interest rates, except before the election. He was just fine for the other side. So we're going to have somebody that's great. and we
Hold
hope he
up,
does
hold
the
up.
right job. Last week, the average 30-year mortgage rate dropped below 6% for the first time in many years. Another major factor in driving up housing costs was the mass invasion of our borders. And I have to say one thing about housing, because nobody ever says this. I am very protective of people that already own a house, of which we have millions and millions and millions. And because we have had such a good run, the house values have gone up
7 minutes,
tremendously.
bro. Come
And people
on.
become wealthy.
I got work in 7
They
minutes,
weren't
bro.
wealthy. They become wealthy because of their house. And every time you make it more and more and more affordable for somebody to buy a house cheaply, you're actually hurting the value of those houses, obviously, because the one thing works in tandem with the other. And I don't want to do anything that's going to hurt the value of people that own a house who, for the first time in their lives, are walking around the streets of whatever city they're in, very proud that their house is worth $500,000, $600,000, $700,000. Now, if I want to really crush the housing market, I could do that so fast that people could buy houses, but you would destroy a lot of people that already have houses. In some cases, they've mortgaged their house, and the mortgage would be very low. And all of a sudden, the mortgage, without any changes, becomes very high, and they end up losing the house. I'm not going to hurt, and I speak with Scott, who's doing a fantastic job, and Howard, who's doing a fantastic job, and all of my people. And I always say, look, I can crush the hell out of the market. We can drop interest rates to a level, and that's one thing we do want to do. That's natural. That's good for everybody. The dropping of the interest rates, we should be paying a much lower interest rate than we are. We should be paying the lowest interest rate of any country in the world, because without the United States,
Oh no, bro. I don't know, bro. I'm about to see what my boy doing. What the
It's in the scandal. Let's see what Ember's got. Did not Ember's. I don't hate this upside, but I'm gonna stay patient. 3 years now. Nice. How old are you? Blend. What's good, Blend? What up? What up? Can y'all see where you want? Oh, there we go. That's better. That's way better.
shit?
Sweet. Yo. What's goody? I'm watching real carefully here. I think upside could look good around here. I really do think we can start to get some buying pressure out of this fair value gap.
Dang, hold on.
Unless we
Let me
start
go to my.
doing this shit.
I'm gonna go on here instead. Oh my god, a little bit.
Market is going to manipulate, right? We understand that the market is very manipulative, right? And this is a perfect example of that, right? Let's look at this candle right here. If this candle is one candle inverse is fine. No, it did not, right? It did not close underneath it. So we are still technically in bullish formation here, right? We never inversed it. Now, this next candle, if we start to trickle lower, right? And we start to come all the way down here, but there's still time left on the candle. There's still 30 seconds left, right? That is a good example of what could be potential manipulation, because before the candle closes, break that green and respect the gap and be bullish. So I'm not too worried about the downside right here. I think that we could definitely be bullish, and this could just be manipulation. This is just trying to scare people, right? We're not going to get scared. Look what I mean, right? I have a feeling this is going to be a big breakdown here, and we're going to respect the gap and go higher, right? And that's what I mean by understanding when manipulation is prominent, right? This is a good example of like manipulation most likely will occur. Now, I'm going to, and all that is just helping not fail, bro. All day traders are going to do, and most of the time it's to manipulation. I'm not going to lie. You got a couple traders in the chat right now, traders, bro. You really need a miracle, bro. I have like a YouTube video explaining the strategy, bro. Give me a text, bro. Like, I'm just trying to help my community out, bro. I can help you out for free, bro. No worries. Give me a text, we can hop on a call.
Look at that. I love to see it. My guy back in action. That's what I'm talking about.
See what I mean? Manipulation, guys. This is exactly what I mean. I like this upside down respectfully for a
Hold
position. I really like this upside here.
Nah, that would be doing too much. Oh shoot.
Like this.
I don't like this gap that we have. Market opens.
I'm gonna have a tight stop on this. I'm already on
Come down.
245. I like this a lot.
Ooh.
I'm already at 450. This is nice. I'm gonna sell 3 times at
He's a Michaels, right?
nice. 350.
That's all I like to see. Hold on, I'm gonna take this PL3 off.
Fine pressure continue to hold. I'm up 480. I'll see it. My TP is gonna be this high, then I'm gonna hold make sure 2 here, 2 here, and I'm gonna hold the rest for up here. After this high gets taken, I'm going stop loss to break even.
That's good. That's what I'm talking about. I got 2 minutes.
I wanna see a nice push here.
That hourly gap is a good draw right here. I need to see some type of move. Hold on. What I typically notice with myself is when I have outside influence, I tend to get. See what I'm saying? This is the exact yo. Oh my gosh. Let me see. Let me see what this person said. Never mistake luck for talent. A single win doesn't define skill. Consistency does. True progress from understanding your methodology, trusting it, and sticking to it through both wins and losses. When emotions run high and and results fluctuate, discipline is what separates professionals from gamblers. Refine your process, respect your rules, and adhere to your strategy by all means, because in the long run, it's method over moment that delivers real results. I'm not gonna be an asshole, so I'm just gonna. But I am about to call my boy though for the second hand, just because it's like, what is she talking about? And I got a dip. Wish I could have saw something prior. Bro.
You teach this boy how to put a stop loss again?
Huh?
You teach this boy how to put a stop loss?
Hey yo, you saw what this one girl said in the
I don't know
Discord?
who the fuck that was. I was about to put a meme, but I didn't know if this was like a friend of yours or some shit.
No, bro. She's just she just wants to be in standby in the chat. By her standby, I guess like if you tap on her account, it says she has 7+ years of trading experience. But I don't know, bro.
Fuck it, this is cap, man.
Cause it's like I read it and I'm like, I'm not gonna talk shit, but I'm at least gonna call my boy for the second hands in case I'm tripping.
I don't know.
Nah, bro. This is somebody who like saw my Instagram, was trying to see what we're about, and I'm like, alright, whatever.
I would have passed the count today.
Not a solid shit though. We inverse this. We inverse that. We're about to inverse this 15-minute that we have here. In 3 minutes. I need to get up and go, so I'm gonna have to end my stream. But if I could take it off my phone while I'm going to work, that would be tough.
You would have. Yes, slutty.
Yeah.
This is holding this true day open level so strong.
No cap, it really is. 9:30 open and 2-day open for NQ. Just hit like that's like both at the same time. 10 a.m. I don't know where 10 a.m. is gonna be. Hopefully when I get to as soon as I get to work.
Oh, you gotta work.
Yeah, bro. So that's why I'm like, if I can like smack a trade before I get there, it is what it is. I might take like my break right around PM session. Catch a banger. I need to make sure I have my charger though. That is a fact. I need to make sure I have my charger. But once I get there, bro, I have to charge my phone. Oh shoot. One time, bro. Russell still supporting this 5-minute here, but we inversed, but we're respecting. So it's like, are we trying to rebalance to a certain point, or am I tripping? No, I'm always trying to draw this fib out, which is kind of nuts. I need to get rid of that. I need to start looking for fair value gaps first. I gotta get myself. I should have. I'm keeping 100 though. I should have been left. Should have been left. But yo, gang, I'm gonna see you, and I'm about to end the stream. So,
All right, gang.
alright, yo.